All right, so I just uploaded the piece on Maria, not Speciale. Maria Speciale was Maria Mirza. She married Tommy Speciale. She worked for Mike Meehan, Kevin Clark, and John Scalza, JOHNCSCALZA, at Merrill Lynch, about the same time that I did. That was where she did, John Scalza had the guerrilla marketing. Now, incidentally enough, I just had uploaded a different video, made mention, when I used to go into the history study hall, like where I would do papers and things with Mr. Healy, he was my study hall professor, but he worked in the history department, so it was like the history lounge. There was Dr. Scott Egan, SCOTTEDGAN, and I think it's like someone who, he looked like John Scalza. Dr. Egan had more of like a light sandy blonde hair, I believe. But again, there was like a lot of there's usually like 2 or 3 people that were moving around in the history lounge. Now, Maria, let's think about this. What I call it twofold, because she liked credenza and I liked crescendo. And then she's like, wait a minute, now crescendo, like, and I'm like, no, it has something to do with like the fact that like you're like a maestro almost, I don't know, like if there was a debate, you would be really good at verbally making your point and getting your way. I was like, I thought it was a compliment. And she says, it actually coming from you. She's like, it is. No, it has something to do with the half moon or whatever. And I'm like, oh, what? Yeah, that was not where I was going with that, but okay. Oh, right, crescent. But again, so now let's think about this. So now there's threads of patches of time, because that was the study hall was in Cold Spring Harbor Junior High and High School, which was one and combined building. The Merrill Lynch office where I met both, and Maria Crescendo Credenza worked for a John Adamo, JOHNADAMO, and was married to a Pat who was an iron worker. Big difference between the two of them. I know that's important for something, I just don't know what. Since this gets confusing as to what do you all need to know, what do you not know already? I mean, what can you confirm for each other? I mean, I just want one man. Like, here's the thing. It's like, I was born for this man. Why the fuck am I waiting 42 years on a FBI system, a CIA system, some movie theater production companies, some music guys, nobody gives a fucking shit about the rest of you, and yet you all want assurances in the state alive, and yet I have to fucking wait here and then confirm for the few people who did show up that are on paper just how important their appearance was. So, like, there was a guy, not the most attractive looking guy. His name was Jason BURG, JASON, I don't know, BURG, something like that, or I don't know, whatever. I ran into him in LAX, I think, going home from one of my conferences for real estate. He was just standing there at one of the gates, and I was walking past him. Now, I went to Cold Spring Harbor High School in New York with him. But again, like, I really wasn't close with any of the kids I went to high school with. Go figure. Because it seems like they may not have attended there full time. Like, that's what Jay said. The Jay that just showed up that was friends with Maritza which is what gets really confusing. But he showed up in my Ronkonkoma house. And how the hell did I wind up? When was I there? Right, one of those. I don't know. I apparently needed an extension and a pop-in. You needed to confirm the Albania color kitchen and Raven. Because I used to say, like, there was a soap opera my mom used to watch, which was Nicole and Raven. Nicole was the blonde hair and Raven was like the darker hair, like devious one. So I think at one point I used to go by Nikki, and then I said, you know what, go with Raven. I said that a couple of times. Just because it started getting confusing on Threads. Gotta think about this. Yeah.